True intimacy begins with emotional safety, and emotional safety begins with thoughtful questions. When you ask a woman about her experiences, passions, and perspectives in a way that shows genuine curiosity, you communicate that you value her inner world. Instead of trying to impress or control the direction of the interaction, focus on understanding her story. Questions that invite reflection, such as what moments shaped her into who she is today, allow her to share meaningful parts of herself, which naturally deepens connection. Another powerful way to create closeness is by asking about her dreams and aspirations. When you invite her to talk about what excites her about the future, you move the conversation away from surface-level small talk and into personal territory. This demonstrates emotional maturity and signals that you are interested in her long-term happiness, not just immediate gratification. People feel drawn to those who care about their vision, because it shows respect and admiration. Asking about the values that guide her decisions can also create strong emotional resonance. When she explains what matters most to her, whether it is family, independence, creativity, or loyalty, you gain insight into her core identity. Listening attentively without judgment builds trust, and trust is the foundation of intimacy. The key is not to debate or challenge her values, but to appreciate them and, if appropriate, share your own in return. Childhood memories are another gentle doorway into vulnerability. When you ask about her favorite memory growing up or a lesson she learned early in life, you invite warmth and nostalgia into the conversation. These types of questions often soften emotional walls because they tap into authenticity. Shared laughter or reflection about formative experiences naturally increases closeness without pressure. Discussing moments when she felt proud of herself can be incredibly bonding. When she shares an accomplishment or a time she overcame difficulty, you see her strength and resilience. Responding with sincere admiration reinforces positive emotions associated with you. People feel intimate with those who witness their growth and celebrate their victories. Questions about what makes her feel appreciated in relationships are also meaningful. Instead of guessing how to connect, simply ask what makes her feel valued and understood. This communicates emotional intelligence and a willingness to meet her where she is. Intimacy grows when someone feels seen in the way they want to be seen. Exploring what brings her peace or comfort can deepen emotional presence. When she describes how she relaxes, what environments calm her, or what rituals make her feel grounded, you begin to understand her emotional rhythms. This type of awareness allows you to align your energy with hers rather than trying to dominate the interaction. You can also ask about the kindest thing someone has ever done for her. This question often reveals emotional depth and highlights what she associates with love and care. By listening attentively, you position yourself as someone capable of that same kindness. Intimacy forms when a person senses emotional generosity rather than strategy. Talking about fears and challenges, when approached gently and at the right time, can create profound closeness. If she feels comfortable sharing something vulnerable, respond with empathy rather than solutions. Emotional intimacy thrives when someone feels heard, not fixed. Your role is to hold space, not to control the narrative. Finally, ask how she defines a meaningful connection. Her answer will reveal what intimacy means to her personally. By understanding her definition, you align your behavior with her expectations rather than trying to engineer a reaction. True connection is built through respect, emotional safety, and shared understanding. Authentic intimacy is less about saying the perfect line and more about embodying emotional presence in every interaction. When you give a woman your undivided attention, silence distractions, and truly absorb her words, she feels valued rather than evaluated. Presence communicates security. It signals that you are not scanning the environment for something better, nor calculating your next move, but genuinely engaged in the moment. This kind of attention is rare in a distracted world, and because it is rare, it is powerful. It creates a subtle but undeniable emotional gravity that draws two people closer without force. Emotional pacing is another often overlooked element of attraction. Many connections fail not because of incompatibility, but because one person tries to accelerate intimacy faster than the other feels comfortable. Understanding pacing means reading emotional cues and adjusting accordingly. If she shares something vulnerable, respond with empathy rather than escalating into deeper territory too quickly. Let conversations breathe. Intimacy grows in layers, and respecting that rhythm shows emotional intelligence and restraint, which are deeply attractive qualities. Consistency between words and actions builds a foundation of trust that transforms casual interaction into meaningful connection. If you express interest, your behavior should reflect it in subtle, steady ways. Reliability communicates safety, and safety reduces emotional resistance. When someone feels secure in your presence, their defenses gradually soften. This does not happen through dramatic gestures but through small, repeated demonstrations of sincerity. Over time, consistency becomes the silent proof of your character. Vulnerability, when balanced and intentional, acts as a bridge rather than a burden. Sharing your own experiences, struggles, and lessons learned creates emotional reciprocity. However, vulnerability should never feel like emotional dumping. It is about revealing parts of yourself that invite connection, not obligation. When you show that you are comfortable with your own humanity, it encourages her to relax into hers. Mutual openness transforms interaction from performance into authenticity. Another powerful communication habit is reflective listening. Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, respond to what she actually says. Paraphrase her thoughts, ask thoughtful follow-up questions, and validate her feelings without necessarily agreeing with every opinion. This demonstrates that you are not trying to dominate the exchange but to understand it. Feeling understood is one of the strongest accelerators of intimacy because it satisfies a deep psychological need to be seen and acknowledged. Playfulness also plays a significant role in natural attraction. Humor, light teasing, and shared laughter release tension and create positive emotional associations. When moments feel joyful and spontaneous, emotional closeness forms effortlessly. Playfulness signals confidence because it shows you are comfortable enough not to take yourself too seriously. It keeps the interaction dynamic and prevents conversations from becoming overly heavy or transactional. Respect for boundaries is not just ethical, it is attractive. When you notice hesitation and respond by slowing down rather than pushing forward, you demonstrate emotional maturity. Respect builds trust, and trust allows desire to develop organically. Pressure creates resistance, but patience creates anticipation. When someone feels free to choose closeness rather than coerced into it, their attraction becomes genuine rather than defensive. Clear communication about intentions reduces anxiety and ambiguity. Many people fear rejection because they operate in uncertainty, unsure of where they stand. When you calmly express what you are looking for and invite her to share the same, you eliminate unnecessary tension. Transparency builds stability, and stability nurtures comfort. In that comfort, intimacy finds space to grow without confusion or hidden agendas. Emotional attunement, the ability to sense and respond to subtle shifts in mood, elevates connection to another level. If she becomes reflective, match her depth. If she is energetic, align with her enthusiasm. This mirroring creates harmony and subconscious rapport. It is not imitation but synchronization. When two people feel emotionally in sync, attraction often intensifies because the interaction feels fluid and effortless. Encouraging independence and celebrating her individuality strengthens intimacy rather than threatening it. When you support her ambitions, friendships, and personal growth, you communicate abundance rather than insecurity. Healthy connection thrives when both individuals feel empowered, not confined. The paradox of intimacy is that it deepens most when both people feel free. By combining presence, consistency, vulnerability, respect, and emotional intelligence, you create an environment where attraction develops naturally and mutual desire becomes a shared experience rather than a strategy.